Okay, guys, hello. This is my final presentation. I chose my topic on the cyber crimes and how it affects the juveniles. So, as we know, our digital world is increasing, and crimes in the cyber web, unfortunately, are increasing as well. We know cyber stalking, bullying, online sexual exploitation, digital privacy are becoming more and more common. These threats are not only affecting us as adults, but our juveniles are the ones who are mostly affected now for their lack of parental control sometimes, or just the interweb being so wide that it's hard to gauge where our kids and the young folks are gauging into. So my presentation today will outline a just proposal for reforming a juvenile system and combating cyber crimes. We're also going to focus on prevention, education, and rehabilitation. Tackle these challenges, first we need to enhance the legal framework. This involves updating laws and regulations. Um, to be specific, certain provisions for cyber crimes is what we need to focus on. We should focus on prevention and education by implementing more conversative educational programs in schools. I think really targeting them young and having some background in class while they could learn what cybercrime is would be super important. We should also improve and teach our kids detection of cybercrime. We need to ensure timely intervention as well. I think specialized support and rehabilitation programs are going to be crucial for both victims and the offenders. We need to focus on our mental health. Um, sorry. Our key objectives here is going to be the legal framework. So I think it's going to be fundamental to review and revise what the existing juvenile laws are currently to prevent cybercrime offenses. This would be mandatory for law enforcement officials to go over and learn and how to effectively handle these cyber crimes when it involves juveniles. I think we need to develop just more clear guidelines on sentencing and what it is, what makes a cybercrime and what doesn't. That would be really beneficial. I think we also need to focus on prevention, like I mentioned, and education. Um, we should also conduct workshops for parents and students and educators to know what is considered a cybercrime. So really, I think preventative measures to understand what makes cyberbullying, what makes cyberstalking, and how we could see the difference. Just need to continue with the strategies. Lots of support and rehabilitation programs would be very important. Support groups for counseling. Counseling support groups, sorry, for cyber victims. And really understanding the emotional and physical distress that these juveniles do go through uh, by these crimes. Now we know kids, even toddlers now, are in the interweb in some sort or not. We have our iPads or phones, the TV, even everyone is so um focused, not focused, but everyone has a close relation to the internet in some way or another. So really monitoring that would be very important. Stated outcomes, the benefits of this reform. We can anticipate to reduce cyber crimes among juveniles thanks to the increased awareness and understanding of what it is and the consequences of what cyber crimes can do. I think a lot of improved detection and reporting mechanisms will ultimately lead to a more timely intervention strategy. Our enhanced support rehabilitation programs will also offer victims and offenders recovery in order to move further. Our strengthened collaboration amongst, like I mentioned, the people in the interweb and the teachers and the kids, I think will make everybody feel a little bit more unified and more less likely to create these crimes. We look at well, I think when we look at the impact of cyberbullying in the justice system, we know now that up to 15% of our students have reported being cyberbullied, and that is only in the US. Like I mentioned, now lots of various states have implemented laws uh, issued, one of them being California. We just have to all be aware of what these laws are and not only be aware of what they are, but also make our kids and juveniles comfortable to report these crimes. There's no sense in having these laws in place if our juveniles don't feel supported and safe to bring up when they are a victim of these crimes. Our research shows that cyberbullying can not offers, cyberbullying can have severe psychological effects um, with that could lead to depression and anxiety. Some kids have even gone into suicidal tendencies. Lots of cases about that, unfortunately. I think effective anti-cyberbullying programs that involves comprehensive strategies will definitely benefit all around, not only for parents, but for the teachers and, of course, for the students. So I was able to conduct my interview with a certified juvenile justice specialist. His name is Officer Jesus Maganda. He specialized in the San Diego Police Department for over 15 years. He holds a bachelor degree in criminal justice from San Diego State, as we all we all will, hopefully soon. And he has a master's degree in public administration. Lots of really good background here. It was amazing being able to work with him and just pick his brain on what he thinks the juvenile system needs as he has worked for him. In the past 5 years, he has also been actively involved in several professional organizations. He worked for the National Association of School Resource Officers, and for the California Police Chiefs Association. When I asked Mr. Miranda about the challenges faced in the juvenile justice program right now, he mentioned the most significant challenge is often involves lots of factors. There's included family dysfunction, substance abuse, and it led to a lot of socioeconomical disadvantages. He also mentioned some effective rehabilitation intervention strategies that were effective. Um, we talked about cognitive behavioral therapy. This pretty much means that it'll help juveniles develop better decision making and coping skills as they grow up to their adult selves, not not weathering in what has happened to them in the past, but being able to move forward. Family therapy also played a key role when he mentioned effective intervention strategies for the juveniles. Being able to cope as a family uh, definitely helped not only the juvenile, but siblings, cousins, also in the same age group, which may not have been stuck in the criminal system. Have um, the impact of what our recent justice reforms have made. So, recent reforms have made a significant impact on professionals like Mr. Maganda while he was working with the juveniles. Um, some of the notes that we took down from the reforms that focus on diversion programs and reducing mandatory minimum sentences for nonviolent offenses. So these have actually allowed for for a more individualized approach to the juvenile justice system. We talk about how these changes enable professionals to work more closely with the youth and became closer with a more community-based setting rather than going into the detention centers and promoting um, rehabilitation. I think these reforms really emphasize mental health and substance abuse and the treatments, which were able to provide a comprehensive resource. Um, these policies also emphasized a more formal court processing. When it comes to connecting our proposed reform and Mr. Officer Maganda's insights, they align really closely to what we are trying to address here with cyberbullying. As for the juvenile justice uh, specialist that he is, his role in addressing cyberbullying really um, uh, involved a lot of assessing the risk of each factor that came to online behaviors. He developed strategies and targeted a couple treatment plans. He was able to coordinate with the school and juveniles and provide education when it came to cyberbullying. In conclusion, reforming the juvenile justice system to address cyber crimes is going to be really essential, especially as as we know in this day and age, our internet, our forms of getting internet access are just so easy. They are definitely in the hands of our youth. They are our future, but it's also very scary, and the web could be so dark, and being able to be as proactive as we can, I think will be the best way to not only prevent cybercrime, but also tackling it, enhancing our framework, prioritizing prevention, like I mentioned, and the education of what it is that makes a cybercrime is really fundamental. Mm, And I believe that that is what we need to reform our juvenile system from cybercrime. So I thank you. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope you all have a great summer. Thank you.